Peace and blessings. Coming back with another video. I got a nice little topic today. Switch it up, something different. So, of course, I had to write my notes down so I'm not babbling or going off subject. I'm gonna turn this down a little bit. So, today's video is going to be my experience being a player with multiple sex partners. And I only use the word player because that's what everybody, refers to as a guy that's, has a lot of girls. So I'm going to talk about the things that I felt were positives and the things that I felt were negatives. And this is all when I was way younger, doing all this craziness. But let's get to the stuff that I saw as good, positive. So first on the list is popularity and status. So in high school, around, I want to say 10th grade, that's when I started caring more about how I looked, dressing up, just my whole image overall. So once I started doing that, I seen the difference of how girls were taken to me. And it was such a big difference because in junior high school, no girls were worried about me because I wasn't really into my image as much. I was just into playing basketball, other stuff, regular guy stuff and playing ball, kid stuff. I wasn't worried about that. Once I got to 10th grade, I started doing more of that. So a lot more girls started noticing me. Girls that even walked past me before were looking at me like, oh, you don't know me now? And I was shocked. So once I got into my image more, I started seeing how much girls would take it to me. And that started bringing my popularity up with girls. And not only girls, but the dudes that were around me at school, they wanted to hang around me too because they knew that. So that was one of the things, the popularity and the status of that, with all that attention from the girls. Second would be the ego. I say the ego because it boosted my ego knowing that so many girls wanted to now talk to me, wanted to be around me, wanted my attention. And they were feeling like they were getting status off of me by letting everybody know that they were talking to me or even associated with me or even knew me. Like even girls, they were calling me their brother now. Like there was so much stuff that was changing around that time. So that was an ego boost for me. Like wow, I got to see that in a different perspective at that time. From high school and when I went to college as well. It was just like an ego boost of all of those things and knowing that. Third on the list would be the confidence. It definitely boosted my confidence to a whole new level. Being around all these different girls, knowing that they wanted to be around me, they was interested in me, they wanted my attention. And then, of course, getting physical, being sexual with them, that boosted my confidence as well because it's like, wow, like, I'm really considered in what they would say, I guess, the in crowd, the popular crowd, because it was really crazy at that time in high school, especially college. So that was a big confidence boost when it came to interacting with women. I was learning how to interact with them. I was learning how to talk to them, associate with them, understand them, connect with them. And I never had to disrespect them or put them down or anything. That's why I was able to connect with them and just be myself as well. So really I was just being myself more. I just changed my image, but they just got to know me more. I was always like that, but they just now were paying attention because my image was different. But I really got them even more because of who I was and my personality. 4 would be experience. It definitely helped when it came to the sexual part, the mental part, the emotional part, and the spiritual part. And it helped with all those areas because, like I said, I got to connect with them more, know them more, be around them more, understand them, know what they like, what they don't like. Of course, every girl is different. But, and especially in the sexual area too, I got to being so of a early bloomer, at starting at like 14 and just keep on going from high school to college. It gave me a lot of experience in that field, so I knew what I was doing. And that helped a lot, especially with the confidence part of knowing what I was doing in the bedroom with other girls. So that leads to the fifth part, reputation. Because of that experience in the mental part, the emotional part, the physical, and the spiritual part, especially the sexual part, that helped with the reputation of girls talking. Because let's be honest, when you got a lot of girls, and especially if you pleasing them, they're gonna talk, and then other girls other girls are going to want to know why that other girl is hooked, or why so many girls are hooked on you or want to get with you. So that caused a reputation of that, which brought in more girls. So yeah, that's pretty much all the stuff that I guess you could say were positives of being a player. Even though I don't like that word, but that's what people will refer to as that. Um, Now let's get to the bad stuff. Okay, first on the list for that is getting caught up. Yeah, at that time, high school and college, it was cool to have these different amount of girls and sleeping around and just having a great time. But at the same time, having that many multiple sex partners, you get caught up. You could easily get caught up. You get caught up between the amount of girls you're dealing with. They find out each other. They find out you doing all this. They taking it personal. Sometimes they gang up on you. It could be all type of stuff. They crash the party where you at or wherever you at and just try to embarrass you, just ruin your life, whatever. So that's really one of the bad things about that, is it could go really bad, especially if it's some of them that really like you and they find out that you're doing that, even though you're not dating, but just still, they're losing on you. Do whatever, rumors, try to mess up your image, whatever. Try to get physical with you, anything. The second on the list for the bad stuff would be energy. Dealing with that many different women, you're dealing with a lot of different energies, different personalities. And you're taking in a lot too, which is not a good thing. So it's messing with your energy. You coming involved into their world. They could be going through all type of BS. They could even be talking to other dudes. Now you're taking on whatever dudes they was talking to energy. You just mixing it in your energy field, and you're dealing with so many personalities. So it's a lot. That's not really the best thing to do. Third would be compatibility. That leads from the energy part. A lot of those girls that I did have sexual relations with, I wasn't compatible with them really. Like I was just looking at, all the superficial stuff we look at when we're younger. The looks, the material things, the popularity, all that stuff. That didn't really matter. But really, I didn't mesh with a lot of them when it came to really connecting personality. It was just that one thing, the physical, the sexual part. And even in some cases, with some of them, the sexual part wasn't that great because the chemistry was off. And when you doing stuff like that, yeah, you could just smash and dash somebody and say you ain't got no feeling, you're just trying to get it in. But a lot of times, it's not going to work if you're trying to do that, because you do need to have some type of connection with that person. It don't got to be a relationship, but some type of connection on a different level than the physical to make the sexual part that much of a spark, that much of a burst. So a lot of times I didn't probably perform my best, or let me not even say a lot of times, but certain times I didn't perform my best, or they didn't perform their best because the chemistry was just off. Like, it was just, I wasn't into it, so I didn't do my best, and I'm like, why the hell I even try to do this well? Or she wasn't feeling it because she felt my energy was off. So it was like, that could be a problem too when you're dealing with a lot of sex partners. Yeah. Fourth would be time. So you gotta have a lot of open time to deal with multiple women at one time. Texting, calling, seeing them, keeping up with them. Because if you over here with this amount or this amount, somebody's getting left out. So it takes a lot of time consuming to keep up with that. And that could be a headache. And you gotta be in the mood and to do that. When I was young, I had all that energy to do that. As I got older, I didn't want to do that stuff no more. It started getting annoying. I started realizing, what's the point of talking to all these people? It's too much. It's like a job, and somebody's not gonna be satisfied, and you're gonna end up losing a few of them, but it's annoying. It's time consuming. And the last one for the bad one would be reputation. Again, I put this in the good one too earlier, but this could go in the bad part as well, because you could get a reputation as you're a dog, you're a player, you're for the streets, don't take him serious, or he mess with every girl, or some girls would be like, oh, I heard about you, you ain't no good, or you ain't ish. So you could get a bad reputation, even though you were being promiscuous and doing your thing. You're still young, you're just out there, but that don't mean you're a bad person or you to be judged for it. But that's what ends up happening. You can get a bad rep for that. So that's the bad thing when it comes to the reputation part for that as well, having multiple sex partners. So yeah, that just was the name. 5 good ones, 5 bad ones, and that's the ones I came up with. It's probably more. Some people out there see this video that can relate. Maybe they want to come up with more. But yeah, that's just my experience with that. Like I said, this is all when I was younger. I was just out there having great times, being young. As I got older, I definitely changed my ideologies and my mindset and my perspective when it came to doing stuff like that. And I didn't want to put myself out. Didn't want to put myself out there no more like that with multiple sex partners, partying, drinking, just out there like that. So, and I just wanted to be transparent and share my experience of that. So yeah, the name of the video again was my experience being a player with multiple sex partners. And like I said, I just used the player word because that's what people call it, but I never consider myself a player. I guess like Big Punch said, I just crushed a lot. So to the next video, the next topic, we're gonna rock out again, and I hope y'all stay safe, stay blessed, mask up, and stay optimistic. Keep doing your thing. Blessings is on the way for all of us. Peace.